had starting a YouTube channel on my mind now for over a year, and honestly, this is one of the scariest things that I've done, next to being deported. But I think that's a different story. See, I'm not the most entertaining person. I don't have the most aesthetic content space, and I've definitely convinced myself that my life is pretty boring.
Oh, okay.
Which I love, but clearly I'm doing it anyway. Because there are stories that I've been holding on to that I feel like is ready to be shared. Maybe that's the best place to start. Not with waiting to be ready, but just with honesty, just telling the stories for what they are. Hi, I'm Maria, and I'm a powerlifter, a nutrition coach in a very super niche sport, and a small business owner. It's messy, sometimes funny, can be heartbreaking, but it's these experiences and identities that have taught me so much, more than I expected and more than I really wanted to learn from. I know I don't have decades of experience to be considered wise, but I think this is one of those situations where the quality of experience matters just as much as the years on paper. Of course, getting to this point has not been easy. Thinking about starting a YouTube channel is one thing. That was like back in 2023. But actually starting the YouTube channel, doing the YouTube thing, that's a whole different beast. And you know, I almost didn't start at all. Mark has been encouraging me from the get-go because it matched my vibe. I love recording things. I love taking photos of foods, of restaurants and stuff like that. And I love giving unfiltered reviews. But when it came down to recording in public, doing that stuff, that was a little bit, that is still a little bit difficult for me. And I told him that if I give this my full effort, my time and everything, and I fail, I would have wasted so much time and effort. But if I don't try at all, then it stays as a dream and I don't waste anything. And obviously he explained to me how illogical that was, as usual, and said that if I don't try at all, I'm already failing. Which really bummed me out. And instead of taking action, my ADHD brain took over and decided to find comfort in all of the possible distractions of starting a YouTube channel. What's the best mic for starting a YouTube channel? Which is the best camera for vlogging or other types of recording purposes? What should my YouTube handle be? I got so lost in all of these unnecessary details that a year and a half flew by, and it got even easier to avoid the real work. Every time we sit down for dinner and we watch YouTube, I always think like, yeah, I can do this. We can do this. We love going to restaurants and exploring different menu items. I love seeing new food products on the shelf and trying them out, and if they actually taste just as good as the marketing makes it out to be, all that stuff. But for a split second, I have this itty bitty inch of courage that I can actually do this and record myself in public. But in that same moment, Mark is setting up his phone and starting to imitate what I would be as a foodie YouTuber. And he would go, "Hey YouTube, this is the eat method, and today we're doing blah 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 blah." And I would look at him and think, damn, I don't have that kind of energy. I'm incredibly sarcastic and ridden with dark humor. I don't really know if people are gonna get that or even like it. And just like that, these doubts start rolling in again. In my brain, I have like a browser of 50 open tabs. And every time that I start thinking about a YouTube channel, another tab opens. I'm at a point where tabs are overflowing and getting lost and nothing is loading properly. I'm thinking, I need to get this out there before I mysteriously crash. So here I am, freshly showered hair, with my overpriced iPhone that I have not paid out yet, and no mic. Now, I don't think I'm the only one that feels confused at this stage of life, or the only one learning as they go, or the only one wishing there were more people talking about the beginning or the process of it before they get to the end or become big. I hope this channel helps someone feel a little bit less alone. People who feel stuck in powerlifting despite being in the sport for almost a decade. People who wake up wondering if they're cut out to be a coach or whatever career they're in. People who are trying to build something from scratch in an expensive city while trying to be a whole person. And I want to show the real side of food, of coaching, of trying, even if you don't know if you're going in the best or the right direction. And if any part of this sounds like you, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be here talking to my unpaid phone in my non-aesthetic basement, figuring this shit out. See you in the next video.